I said I was going to do somewhat of a book review on holodynamics. Now, I got about 6 or 7 books, courses in this that there's more than one book. This one I'll start off with. It's called The Dance of Life, and it says transform your world now, create wellness, resolve conflict, and learn to harmonize your being with nature. Now, I'll just go over the first chapter, which is the consciousness of nature. And a lot of people are misunderstanding that. They think this is New Age, but it's some of the deepest sciences. I can't see, I mean, to call something New Age is like to call Stephen Hawking's New Age, to call, some of the biggest names that this guy refers to is New Age, and they're all scientists, so that doesn't cut it. And very much goes into religion as well. It gets into every aspect of human life, so I can't see how this is New Age at all. And part of the things that I think is more important that you read this book yourself is this guy, along with so many of his experiences, he is a teacher. He does see that in order for you to develop an awareness or an understanding of any kind of topic, it's a build-up. And I clearly suck at that. And this book this chapter kind of explains how, but he explains it so much different and probably so much better than I will do. So the first part of this book, he starts talking about when he was working with Russia, when it was transforming from a war mentality to a peace mentality. Everything they've seen, perceived their world, the rules, how they run their country, was all from a war mentality, which is the way everybody is right now. And he gets into some of the things that when he went into first talking with people in Russia, they're very, very angry, warful people. So in order for them to sort of understand him, he had to speak the same language. It's the same thing if I talk with people that are religion. I will use terms good and evil, Satan and God, but it's because it's their words that they understand. But there's positive and negative, there's driving forces. I mean, there's so many other terms that I would use that better describes like Satan. But in order to communicate effectively, to be understood on the same levels as other people, I'll use the same language. One of the things I find my channel is not that popular because the mindset is in that war mentality. And if I had war, evil, we need to get even, and if I talked about everything that was wrong in the world, my channel would go up. Why? Because I'd be talking about the same things. I'd be on the same level, the same mindset as what everybody else is. Kind of knew that from starting off. And I'm not really interested in people that want to be focused on problems. I'd rather be focused on solutions. So I kind of did it with the intention that I would be able to judge or gauge if the world's shifting by if the channel gets a lot more popular. If people want to talk about solutions over the problems, then we'll see a clear shift. It's still a low-rated channel, even though there's something like 250,000 views of my videos in less than a year. That's, to me, I think it's pretty good. I think we're seeing a change, just strictly from the basis that I'm trying to focus on solutions. The views of people interested in solutions are going up. So that gives me hope for the future. So while he was in Russia, and wrapping your brain around intense conversation, he does talk about going into nature, that he did need to get away and clear his mind, and gets into conversations of how we're completely entangled with each other, that your attitude in nature will change the songs that birds sing. For me, when I had a breakdown, when I found out how corrupt this whole entire system is, lost everything, like a lot of other people are going to be losing a lot more shit. You're going to get really, really angry, and then you're going to be labeled as having an anger management problem. And like, that never made too much sense to me, because it's like, that means we don't want anybody getting angry. There's no reason for anybody to be angry if we're going to label anybody that gets angry as having an anger management problem. And it's like, you have good reason to be angry, and it's only human nature. It's only natural for people to be angry. Managing your anger is a concept worth learning, because while you're angry, you aren't going to be communicating well at all. Just the thoughts that you have will be wrong thoughts, because you're in an angry state of mind. I'll get into that much more. I've made quite a few videos, but if you're using your intuition from an angry state of being, you're always going to get wrong information. It's like if you're in a fight with somebody and you want to say something, make a point, and you're angry, you will tend to try to hurt the other person, thinking that, well, maybe they'll get it if they hurt enough. And it's like, no, as soon as you hurt somebody, they're going to want to hurt you back, and all you're about is hurting each other and not making any points. So he does get into a lot of, get into nature and really feel the stillness that is in nature, and that really, really helped me. I moved into a very small area that I lost my car, so I got into walking. That really, really, really helped me an awful lot to lower my anger state. So he does get into an awful lot of that. There's some statements, every set of circumstances is driven by potential. There's some really, really cool phrases that are used in this. Let me go on to different parts. I want to just get everything in here. In a world where everything is connected and everything is driven by potential, any problem is my problem. We are connected. Any problem and me. I own it. I am my own potential that drives it. I am that problem, and I am the potential solution to the problem. That is a really good statement, because it's you can't detach yourself from any problems that are in the world. Globally, you can't be saying it's these elites. That's like, where's your responsibility? You do what the elites want. And it's all basically stuff. You all want to be tied to your stuff. So, you're playing an equal game as the elites are playing, and you don't really notice it. Then it gets into his experience with Amanta. That when he was in Russia, he was poisoned with high-grade uranium. Somebody obviously didn't want peace. Basically, they had a lot of really cool technology that he was trying to get them to start marketing it so they'd have a cash flow within their country. And somebody didn't want this technology out, so they poisoned him with high-grade uranium. So he had gone to Hawaii, I believe, to heal himself. He transformed the high-grade uranium and healed himself. The odd thing is that he says it left him with a heart problem, and it's like, how can you heal every disease, every illness, except for your own? He can transform, high-grade uranium and heal that, but he can't heal his heart problem, which he can heal anybody else's heart problem, but, you know, this is part of his little bit of insanity. But anyways, part of his healing, he went swimming in the ocean and ran into a manta and then just wanted to feel what it felt like to be a manta, really put himself in the shoes of a manta, which I call empathy. If you have great empathy skills, you can put yourself in the shoes, in the experiences of another, even if it's a manta. So he started seeing the world through a manta's eyes. Like, this manta started communicating with him and like talking one-on-one with another animal, which I see my daughter doing the same thing. It is possible. People that do astral traveling and astral projecting, this particular story really is the same thing, but he goes into how he was flying within the oceans, but then went out into the universe, you know, that, and he totally blew him away, that we think fish swim in just water and that's all they see. And it's like, from the experience he had with this manta, no, they're flying within the universe. They don't have any boundaries like us humans have boundaries. So it's quite an interesting story to hear. It's really, really wild and really off the wall, but we've seen too many people have these experiences to say this isn't a reality that some people have. There's one statement, even though Einstein's theory of relativity, E equals mc squared, holds true in space-time, how is it possible that human thought can travel faster than the speed of light? Does this mean consciousness contains a phenomenon beyond the confines of the realms of classical and even quantum physics? That's what I've said my entire life, that the strongest form of energy is thought. And thought travels faster than the speed of light. It's an interesting concept if you can wrap your brain around it. He does get into parallel worlds in this chapter. A lot of the focus too is on the bigness and smallness, and we're in between. I've said this before, that the quantum world is identical to the universal world, and we are in the middle of it. There are, you know, quantum, you know, the cellular, every cell that makes us who we are, you know, is the smallness of the world, and the universe is still just as organizing. It behaves exactly the same, and it gives birth to other galaxies and other universes, just like cells give birth to other cells. It's pretty wild, but it really gets into the bigness and smallness of everything. And he gets into mathematical formulas, gets into age and the age of the planet, and all aspects of any type of measurement. We're in the middle of something. It does get into a little bit of superposition, that in any of your moments of now, you have infinite potential to go into any direction, and within the right state of mind, your ideas collapse and create reality and create a direction that you end up walking into. Then there's a matter of conscious. One of the best kept secrets of science is that matter is conscious. Photons respond with intelligence. They emerge from quantum fields where they exist only as potential until they are given form. Atoms are not little billiard balls bouncing around in space. They are what quantum physicists refer to as standing waves or spinners of information. These spinners' energies from the quantum field of potential as holographic projections that are correlated with our senses and give us the experience of matter. The entire system maintains its form as physical matter because of the harmonics of the information and its form of motion. People remain constant in time and space because we are not only in time-space, or because we are not only in time-space, we exist in multiple dimensions of consciousness. So it is the vibration that keeps form together. I'll go into part 2.